So right now, the way this is set up on factory default, right now this graph is on clear mode. You can see the picture is extremely clean. I mean, there's no clutter whatsoever. So I'm just gonna do a really quick change here, and we're gonna go to max mode. So you're gonna see max mode. Now I'm gonna start picking up clutter on this unit. And if I really wanted to, I can go hit the sidebar button, I can go into my settings. And going into my settings, let's say I go to sensitivity, I can completely blow the data out. Look at that. I mean, just a world of difference from what you see right there. And if you don't go real crazy, let's go to the contrast and completely blow that out. And it's just gonna get, look at it, I lose everything. Look at it, it's crazy, completely different. So on down imaging, side imaging, and 2D sonar, contrast and sensitivity honestly is everything on these graphs. Now, one really good thing that I can tell you about Humminbird, the way the Humminbird has it actually set up is, for example, sensitivity is 1 through 20, contrast 1 through 40, your chart speed 1 through 10. A factory default basically is always going to be dead center of whatever your number is. So if you got 1 through 20, 10 is going to be the center number. That'll always get you on track to where it gives you a really good starting point to where you can really adjust stuff. Let's go to side imaging, one of my favorite tools out there. And I want this to be your favorite tool too. That's why I'm showing you all this stuff, because there's nothing on the market out there nowadays that compares to side imaging. It's so darn good. You can literally see every single thing that's below your boat. And like I said, you can zoom this thing so far out, it's actually stupid how much stuff you can see. So let's go into side imaging as far as what we're looking at. So right now for me, looking at this graph, I want to go into my settings and I want to start adjusting some things, because right now I'm getting a little bit too much data. And too much data, let's just show you. How's that sound? So too much data, I'm already on the sensitivity. So I'm going to back it down a hair. And you can already see where just by backing it down that little bit, I'm taking away kind of the glow. I'm taking away a lot of the haze that I saw a second ago. The same with the contrast. You just got to kind of play around with it and kind of just really feel it out and get that best crisp shot. So remember this. So on sensitivity, sensitivity goes up, picture light goes up. On contrast, if you go down, the picture light goes up. It's opposite. So what I just said, you just got to kind of let that compute in your head a little bit, but that's basically what you're looking at. And it's going to be the same for 360 when we get to it. So looking at it, I got a little better shot. I'm not getting too much glow like I was before. Now you can start to see a lot more of the shadows, because you can see how much higher off the bottom it is because of the shadow behind it. Before, we were kind of having a distorted shot. We weren't really seeing all the detail. You can see right here, you got a nice lay down lane right there. You can see it's casting a shadow. Basically, for the most part, what that shadow size is basically how high it is off the bottom. As far as if it's laying in the mud, that's probably like a 2 foot high stump. I mean, it's a pretty good sized stump. And the good thing about mega imaging and down imaging, once you get really good at this, you can almost distinguish which size fish you're catching, honestly, because it doesn't matter if the fish is here or the fish is over here. This unit's still going to portray that fish as the same size that it actually is, no matter how far the shot on side or down is, which is really cool actually. So, looking at it, what are we actually seeing right here? We're seeing a lot of stuff. You can see we got a real hard bottom out here in the creek channel. You can see where the contour is starting to change right here, where it changes color. It's starting to go uphill. It's starting to get a different shot. As you go through, there's some rock, there's some little boulders down there, some trees. I mean, you literally can see every single thing. I'm going to actually switch to the other side of the river right here. So going through, you guys can see a lot of the stuff that we're seeing through here. The bottom, the hardness. If you look out here, you're starting to see all this with no color. That's actually, right now, where we're going down the bank, that's actually the bank, and that's all that behind that's out of the water. So what you're seeing just on here from the shot, the colors, that's in the water, which is really cool. We're actually gonna pass through, just wait 1 second, we're gonna idle right through a small opening right here. And hopefully we get a really good shot. You can see some really good contour.
It's Mike Iaconelli. This is Bass U TV.
Here's what's awesome about Bass U TV.
You get the top instructors.
You will learn things at Bass U that you will learn nowhere else.
We take the mystery and the myths out of bass fishing.
Real tools that help you catch more fish consistently.
At Bass U TV, shoes are optional.
And I like turtles.
And that's why you want to check out Bass U TV.
Join the Bass U family.
Welcome to Bass U TV.